Okay, good evening, everybody. I know really big crowd, both here and in our overflow room. So thank you. Welcome. And a particularly big welcome to those of you who have joined us for today's open house. I hope you enjoyed your day at Yale. We made it stop raining especially for you, and I believe there's a blue sky outside now after endless days of rain. So, welcome to Yale, and to everybody else, thank you for being willing to crowd in. Tonight, I am very pleased to introduce Trong Nghia, this semester's Norman Foster Visiting Professor of Architectural Design. The Foster Visiting Professorship was created by the British architect Lord Norman Foster, a graduate of the school in 1962, and the recipient of an honorary doctorate of fine arts from Yale in 2003. In 2009, he, along with the Hearst Foundation, gave the school a generous gift to form the endowment that funds this position, this professorship. And the intention of the Foster Visiting Professorship is to bring accomplished architects from around the world to teach at the School of Architecture. Previous visiting Foster professors, among the 20 we have had so far, include David Chipperfield, Zaha Hadid, Caroline Boss, Hitoshi Abe, and John and Patricia Patkow, among others as listed. And it is my great pleasure to add Trong Nghia to this esteemed list. Trong Nghia is the founder of the Ho Chi Minh City-based firm VTN Architects. Since starting the firm in 2006, VTN Architects has become globally recognized for their fusion of contemporary design methods with traditional Vietnamese building techniques and the use of natural materials such as bamboo, timber, and rammed earth. Nghia was born in Quang Binh province in central Vietnam. At the age of 20, he moved to Japan on a scholarship from the Japanese government to study architecture at the Nagoya Institute of Technology. Following this, he joined the University of Tokyo's Landscape and Civic Design Laboratory under the Department of Civil Engineering, where he was awarded the 2004 Furuichi, I apologize if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, Kimitake Prize for the top master's thesis and the President's Award for Academic Achievement. And after establishing VTN Architects, he returned to Japan for his PhD in architecture, which he earned in 2022. That's recent enough to say congratulations, from Waseda University. Beyond his study of architecture, Nghia has also spent significant time honing his meditation practice, something he says has had an impact on his personal life as well as on his design process. Between 2017 and 2020, he stepped back from his work at VTN to spend time at a Buddhist monastery in the forests of Myanmar, where he meditated for 8 hours a day for months at a time. Upon returning to VTN, he has made meditation a regular practice for the entire firm. In a recent interview, he reflected on the role of meditation in architecture, and I quote him here, "It makes us more sensitive because it improves your ability to contemplate interests outside of your own," unquote. Nghia and his firm have received numerous awards, including the 2016 Prince Claus Award, the 2014 Building of the Year Award from the Architects Regional Council of Asia, and the 2020 Interiors of the Year Award from Master Prize, among others. In 2014, the Global Economic Forum selected him as a young global leader, and in 2019, Dezeen named him Architect of the Year. His work has been covered by CNN, the New York Times, and the BBC, among many other publications and media outlets. Nghia has lectured internationally, including at the University of Sydney, Harvard, Columbia, Cambridge University, and the Australian Institute of Architects, and he previously served as a visiting professor at Singapore University of Technology and Design. It has been really wonderful having him here with us at Yale this semester. We have learned much about both architecture and the practice of meditation. Tonight, he will be speaking about his recent work at VTN. Please join me in giving him a warm welcome.
Thank you very much to give me this opportunity for the very important day at Yale today, the open house, and a lot of audience come today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, everyone. So let me, I have a lot of projects to show you, so I need to start as soon to this now. Yeah. My theme is Save Our Earth. I was born in a village without electricity until I was 20. I go to Japan and it started to have the electricity at the village. And it was really hot weather there. You can't imagine without electricity. We cannot, we even did not have fan. So I learned how to live harmonize with the nature without electricity, mean without electric fan and without air conditioner. So I was born in the middle of the northern Vietnam and southern Vietnam, the fight between north and south with America and Vietnam. That was like a Bakhmut area in Ukraine at the moment. So let me explain about. So I had some trauma after the war, and then I explain that later by the meditation journey. Today I would like to explain you about how we can live with without electricity even. So recently the climate change and the extreme weather become really serious, and here is like in Libya in 2023, and here in California in 2023 too, and here is in Vietnam. It's right near my hometown, next to my hometown, and here is in Canadian in last year too, and the weather is become really extreme. But when I start to study about architecture, I think I was familiar with the life without electricity. So I really want to do some architecture can have the at low as possible the energy consumption, electricity. And you can see here where we are here is the very good the USA with the East Coast, the air quality is really good, and the area of Vietnam is really polluted air, and then Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi is both cities is really with strong pollution. And the biggest problem is the city of lacking greenery. And Ho Chi Minh City just about 0.7 square meter per person. So while in the Hong Kong is about even more, and Singapore or Kuala Lumpur or Tokyo, and it make the city look like a concrete jungle with more than 10 million people living in this kind of city at the moment. So the traffic is look like this with a lot of motorbike. It's about 5 p.m. in the afternoon. It will be this almost everywhere in the city, and you can even see the electric line and motorbike and everything. So it causes pollution, and we lacking of the greenery, lacking of the playground, the sport playground. And after the COVID, especially during the COVID and after COVID, a lot of people got depression and anxiety, because you can see if we live in this situation, and we back here, you can live in a concrete box and go out and immediately like the heavy traffic jam. Then with this situation plus COVID, it make people more nervous and become more anxious and depressed. And our aim is simple from the old situation, how we can change it into the greener city for urban dweller, even like bird or insect, or come back to live in the city, because in the concrete jungle it's hard to live. And then we try not only doing each project, we try to make it like, of course, the space quality, but it should be a pocket park for the city, because bring the greenery back. And also we do the renovation with the same and our master plan. And for the master plan now, we are doing many master plan at the moment with combination with because a lot of people in the cities, so we still have to do really narrow house, long narrow house, but we can do farm and greenery or a lot of activity or solar panel, and the farm on rooftop can stop water during the raining season, or it reduce the flood for the city too. And we use the ventilation, and in the city we lacking of the activity space like sport, or then people can do the farming to exercise and enjoy their life there. So we try to do one by one in that city, to do by one, even very small house. It can be a pocket park, and of course the how to connect the people with the nature. And we also contribute one small park for the city, and we connecting the dots. And of course after that, many architects, they also join that movement, and then city become greener and greener by architecture and master plan. So let me explain one by one. So in that situation, the very narrow house, it's very typical house, it's just 4 meters wide and 20 meters deep. And I designed this for a friend for free first, because I came back from Japan, and then at that time it's very hard to convince other client to do some our design work. So I think we should start with some like doing the project for friend for free, and then they allow us to do whatever we want to do. So, but within 4 meters wide and 20 meters deep of the land. So we make the filter outside the house because it's quite polluted, and then it can work at stop very strong sunlight, because in Ho Chi Minh it like same with Bangkok or Jakarta, we don't have winter there, only hot summer whole year. And then the dealing with the wind, dealing with the sunlight or greenery is really important. So we make the filter outside the house and stop sunlight, but the wind still can go through in the middle of the greenery, and also we can create the good shadow and also the ventilation of the house, because we have this one, the courtyards here, and the ventilation go through, and the void in the middle. Even the house is very small, narrow, but we still can create this courtyards. And the courtyards at the end is like this. And at that time, I was in Japan. I was trained in Japan, and they do the glass and air and glass to do the double skin. But that is for cold weather, is better. But for tropical climates, I thought we should do green air and glass is better for tropical double skin. So here is the back courtyards and the facade with very simple system, and we still have the void in the living room for the hot air go up from there. And even the house is quite narrow. It's just double of the bed. Not double. It's less than double of the bed. But we still have like living in the green space and next one is one dot is from here, and next one is this school is we won the competition. At the beginning we submitted the competition by other proposer to win the competition first, because people at that time, they think to build this may be difficult and expensive at that time in Vietnam. Then we, after winning the competition, we show this design to them, and then that is what we want to build. And then they say yes, but within about 2.5 million US dollar, you should build it. And then this one is for factory of the shoe factory. It's about 23,000 workers working here, and then their children are learning in this school. And then you see the situation of the city, which is lacking of greenery. So we would like to provide a very safe roof for them to maximize their playground. And also because the budget was limited, so I tried to do the simulation for be sure everywhere have the wind into the space. Then we can save the electricity, and we use the green roofs, solar water heater. At that moment, the solar panels still very expensive and not popular like now. And we use the water, recycle water from the factory to water this farming. And because basically the worker are from the rural area, they was farmer, so we still want to make the farm system on this for their children to learn about agriculture, and also it shade the building underneath of the farm, and then it save the electricity cost too. And their parents can help to make the farm on this, and then the children themselves, they can learn from that activity how to make the different type of vegetable, and they can enjoy that activity. And you can see here the 3 close-shaped courtyards connecting together, and it connecting to the roof to protect the children from outside, that dangerous traffic outside, and it continue the playground to the roof. And you can see here. And this one, this house, 2014, and I designed this for a depressed client. He was really suffering from severe depression, and then we decided to design a house that is, because he didn't want to go out, he just closed in one room. That's why we designed a house that even go to the restroom, you need to go out. So it's forced him to go out for any reason for a few times per day. So after he started to live here, he complained me a lot. Hey, Nghia, a lot of birds coming every day. It's noisy in the morning. I have to wake up early. So, but gradually, his symptom got better, and it's about 10 years ago. But recently, his wife texts me that we are very lucky to have this house. Is like a park, and then we live in a park that's good for our mental health, and we are very happy. So, but the house is like a concrete box, and with the bamboo formwork concrete from outside, it looked like a box. But and now the tree is covered, and then they live under the kind of forest. And in fact, it's very open to inside the courtyard inside, and the tree system is like this. And every room they facing the many courtyard. We lay out the box in the middle of the land, and then many big yard, small yard, and it open to the middle of the big courtyards. And another dot, we increasing little by little, but other architects also join because they feel, that is work very well with the Ho Chi Minh City, and then gradually it's become greener and greener for the city. And this owner, they have two children, and they explained me the problem is that the boys always want to play game in his room, in their room. So what should we do with the house? I say we design the master plan here, master bedroom here, and then it connect. We can see everywhere. It connecting by visually, and also it connecting. When you are in the master bedroom, you can see many levels of the garden. The tree grow up here, see here, and the wind also go through everywhere. And then they open their curtain, and then they have really good connection. And then the boy was addicted with game. Finally, could enter the Sydney University for the computer science. But what I mean is about the architecture can help to not only they can connecting the many member of the family together. They have their own privacy, but kind of they can observing each other. Their activity, they close the curtain at this time. Maybe he's playing game. So, for example, they know that, and then it connecting together, and then you can see many level of the garden. The picture cannot show it well, but you can see back to the section. If we are here, we can see through everywhere like. This one, and the courtyard here, the bedroom in front, you can see the many levels up. And then from the master bedroom, we can see the dining room or the corridor connecting those spaces together, and we make it to the core, and all open space like living room, bedroom, dining room is open to each other. And there is from outside. And another dot is we try to increase the dots in the city. And this house is a kind of easier house because it's next to the park, small park there. So the way we do is we try to connecting the park to the house, to make the vertical park into the house, go up. You can see the boy here, they go to the park and go up inside. And this also become one element of the park. So you can see here the back here, the living room here, the big void connect to the rooftop garden, and you can see here is from the living room to see up, and the living room here, and then connecting to we try to make the park into the house, and here the rooftop garden of the house, and you see here is the living room connecting to the garden to continue to the rooftop, and the rooftop garden, and another very tiny house is just about 3 meters is from here to here. It's a very tiny house, but we also want to adding one more dot into the city to make like example for people to make the architecture, because in tropical climates we have plenty of sunlight, rain, sunlight, and wind. Those stuff is for free, so it's very easy to plant the trees. And we cover the house with the growing tree, and many small courtyards, the hole in the middle of the house make the air pressure changing, and then it automatically have the bioclimate, because this house is in very small alley. I think it don't have the direct wind to there, so we make the cover of the house all by this, and we plant it, and then it growing up, and we can have the space like this, rooftop, like a big green box for the house, and here is from the back. We can't imagine in the house the narrow is like this. That is in difficult situation, but in term somehow it will be our privilege, because it's easier to make the architecture in Vietnam than in the cold climates. This house also we have just very narrow, and the owner, they have one boy, and then we make the house. We can't take the picture of this circulation. It's like, the stepping paddy is going around, and the boy can play around with many fruits, many flowers. It's changing the way of movement. But it interestingly is it turn, and then under this we make very long enough the pool in the middle of the house, and it still work very, very well. And the section from here, it looks simple, and the pot here is really big enough for plant the big tree. And the garden is changing the view very, very fast. And you can see this the space quality inside. We still create the void, and the top light in tropical climates, it should be a little bit smaller than here. And here is the second floor with the learning space and bathroom. And here the master bedroom, even the land is small, but we make a cut, and then that's why we still have really big open view to the courtyard, small garden there. And here the learning space. And this is my office in Ho Chi Minh City. So we want to adding one more dot here, but we are an architect, so we don't have much money. So make it simple. Make it simple is really important. So just make the concrete frame, concrete frame, and hanging the trees outside to make it more easy for the water leaking or those stuff. And you can see here is the facade here, and even, you know, we don't have, for even the glass, we designed it hide the framing here, so it can be very cheap, very low cost glass detail, but it still look okay for at an architect office. It still look okay, and the manpower in Vietnam is reasonable, so we can do that. No, that is really important, because even the curtain, we hide it, we make it by concrete at the beginning. Otherwise, when you finish your concrete to work, you're adding more. The curtain system, this system, that sector, is cost you a lot. Then make one time, use the reasonable labor cost and make it with that, and then the sashu, I don't know, the aluminum, the low cost aluminum is hiding behind the concrete, and it makes us to realize the reasonable cost for the architecture, but it's still acceptable. And you can see here the big beam, hanging beam is here, and the pot on that, and it hang the system down and separately from the building, and the water cutting is here, and the aluminum here, and the curtain is that part, and that's why we could realize it very low cost and no, almost no decoration on that. And we expand our activity to other city too. And this is another house he was previously my staff engineering. So I believe he can make the building detailedly. So we tried each other to we designed this box, and we put through that box and make the big tree fence here, and then here on the rooftop of this is very big pot. It's about 1.2 meters high of the pot to make really big kind of garden, not garden, it's like forest, it's small park there. And we introduce the natural light through the house, and with the big tree here, and it connecting, we have the box here and box here, and it connecting together, and the light is in the midday is very soft light, because the pot is deep enough, and the shadow from the tree make the shadow to that top light too. And this is from the pool, see up, look up, and then we have the system of the water we collect the water here, rainwater through the, some soil here, it go down to the fish pond, and this is a client idea, and they pump up this fish pond, because they have the kind of fertilizer in that water, and we pump it up to this garden, and then it make a very good system of an ecological system. And here we have the green fence to next not very beautiful neighbor, and then we make the green fence, the climbing up a tree there. As you can see here, the green fence here, and the pool make the cooling system. It play a role like one part of cooling system for the tropical house. And you can see the connecting each from the ground floor, second floor, third floor, and the light at the end of the here, and then the ventilation is quite well. We don't need to use much air conditioning. And in all of our project is we prioritize how to ventilate, do good ventilation, and use the sunlight for lighting, and the water and wind to use, and the greenery, the shadow for the tropical climates to reduce the using of electricity. And we install the solar panel on top of this, and you can see the connecting in and out, and the way we make the shadow and ventilation and the material. This staff, he's very good at doing some detail, so we did try to make it together. And the sunlight go through. And here the master bedroom. From when we lie down, we can see the very big tree on the pot there. And at the same city, we was asked to design a hotel which is very small land. It's just about 700 square meter. I don't know how to convert it. It's 7,000 square feet. Yeah. 7,000 square feet, just like that. And then they need, or we could achieve 153 rooms for the hotel. It's a lot. And you can see the facade here. The way we try to make it, we didn't have the room to play for the space or like that, because it's the reception, we didn't have space for the void, high ceiling. So here the entrance, and the entrance with the here behind this box. Behind this box is the car parking go to the underground. So we designed this box like a green tree, a green here, and near the entrance to the hotel. And here is the reception. And you can see in the middle of the concrete jungle, it became meaningful, normally in some way. And another dot so this is for very big IT company office, and then they do some brainstorming meeting, and then we decided to make huge greenery around for them and make the yards for them. And in the middle of those space, we have the courtyards for them to walking around, to meditate, to do the brainstorming for their future plan. And the ventilation or those stuff, and some courtyards, and connecting to the rooftop yard, and the space inside to the the yard in front. And then here's and next to them we designed a academy for the IT group too. And the same, we try to make these trees can grow up to 8th floor high of the building. I mean, this tree. And then even the land was small, but we plant the very big trees, and then it will grow up, and we put the boxes in the middle of the trees and connect it together by the slab and bridge in the middle of them. And it is very hot in this area, so we put the box in the middle under the trees, in the middle of the tree, and connecting them together, and make the pond in the middle of the project to make the climate better. And here is the design. And you can see the tree grow up and make the cover and the box in the middle of the tree. And we also use the privilege of the low cost of the manpower, we make the shadow on the wall too. The tree make the shadow, but the wall itself, it will be very hot in the summer. So we make the shadow on that. The double wall is outside, and it make the shadow on itself, and then make the building more and more cooler. And then we make the pond in the middle of the project, and you can see here. And here the welcoming the entrance with the and the tree grow off and make the box under that tree. And another house. Here the land is about 5,000 square feet, a little bit big already for me in Vietnam situation. And then we decided to make it like even the fence, we make the greenery, and we make the filter outside and the staircase around to make the double skin, and we plant the tree in the middle of two layout like this, and make the framing the landscape around, and also make it like cooler during the very hot summer, so it can contribute to the city by the like double skin, the concrete wall, greenery and air, and the inside space like this. And another house, which is the owner is the pottery business. He is doing pottery business. So we order him. You can see the landscape around. So we order him make the special pottery brick for us to make the filter the landscape around, because the land is not really big, but we make the wall filter the landscape around, and we install the greenery in the middle of two layout and make them like filter the landscape around, which is what we don't want to see much. Then we can have internal landscape, and then the light, really strong light through that red brick make is a really special light quality for the house, and it's soft but it nice. So the way we do with we connecting the many dot together to each project become a small park for the city. Then we make as much as possible, and together with other architects in Vietnam, and we make the city greener and greener by that way. And another solution to save our earth is we use some material. We have plenty of this material in Vietnam, is bamboo. Also, restaurant, and we use the very traditional way by bending, shocking to the water and smoking it. But we don't smoke, like we put it into very closed rooms, so we don't need much burning, but it can make the bamboo become too black. And this one is when I came back from Japan. It is second bamboo, first pure bamboo structure, because at that time I didn't have much, I didn't have client, so I decided to do by myself. I hired some worker to do with them together, because the bamboo one piece is just $1. So if we use this with 3,000 pieces, is just $3,000. $3,000 we can make something, for testing for myself, and and then we build the pond around in the middle of and to reduce the cost, I decided to make it simple, one system of the bamboo, one unit, and repeat it again, make one circle, then we have the dome, and the rest of the bamboo pieces, small bamboo pieces, we make the light and furniture, all of them we use the big part for the building and the small part for the furniture. So everything here is a very low cost one, but it makes a warm atmosphere and very good insulation for the hot summer, and then the water around that is make really cool, and then the low window make the wind come through. And next challenge is we try to make the bigger system with the artificial pond around, and this structure is quite unique. It's a 12-meter cantilever by pure bamboo structure, and we use the tension on top of that to put it together and make it like natural air conditioning by the wing like this, and we make the hook the top of this by the wire, and the plant is next to the natural pond, so we make the artificial pond next to them, and this is open space, and every function, restroom, everything is under the hill, and the wing is like this way. Is from here to here 12 meter, and we make the head for the bamboo here, and we make the tension to here and make this, put it up, and of course here the heavy, and then we have the tension here, and then we have the tension here to make it stable, and it is still shaking this way, and we make the tension this the another way, and you can see the structure here and the tension here, and this was done in 2008. Yeah, for the shaking we do the tension in not straight down but a little bit A shape for keeping it stable. And another is the renovation is my partner. When I was in Myanmar, we discussed a bit, and he tried to do the concrete building interior become like with the handcraft in Vietnam. The worker, they do quite well to have the space with very low slab, but we still can create the bamboo interior, and we do the pavilion on the rooftop of that building. This like this, and here is the top of that pavilion. And another one is a resort in northern Vietnam, and we asked for the design middle of the community center. It combined with the restaurant, and it put on the artificial very deep lake, and this is about more than 1,000 square meter, and it about 36 meter with pure bamboo structure. It's very huge. Like this high can contain the 5-story building inside that with very big bamboo dome. And we create it into the unit. And again, we repeat the unit together and make the breast by like a decoration, but it breast for make it to make it solid together. And of course we have many breasts between the each element of the and then it have the buffer zone between outside, inside, and the at night. And another project, we asked for designing a welcome center for very big real estate project, and then we designed it with the grid system outside and 2 dorms inside for their activity, and no air conditioning here. Of course, this one too, no air conditioning for this one too, and this one also open space, and the grid system and the dorm system, it contains and we enter and we can outside and hit artificial lake. And the structure system here is the core is by this 2 dorm, and the grid system outside with the breast, and we hang it up to, because here very big cantilever too, and this detail is for entrance. The detail of the entrance to meet this dome is very hard for the worker to mix that, and because the system of the stress one and the arch and the circle inside that it make. And here is the structure system. We have to hang it up inside because though guy goes straight down, but this is falling down, and then we put by the bamboo breast up there for the structure system. And here the outside, and then the corner and the grid system, and here. And the most difficult is this system is meet with the circle there, and then we try to do the ring on those circle, and all of the grid is starting there and stop there. It look okay, and it's very soft light from outside, and the wind go through, and the natural light on the rooftop is make the building as like calm, quiet, peaceful. And then another dome is like the drum in Vietnamese culture is a traditional one, and here's the whole system. And another one is the community center and we designed it in. We don't have the earthquake, but it's really big storm in this area. So we designed the unit system and the breast by those element to support the you can see the unit here, and it look like a decoration, but in reality it like breast to support the structure for the strong wind for the huge storm. It's a very big storm. Once client said a few years ago, he said the historical storm coming, and then we can't do anything, and then we get to wait if it fly to Laos or not because it's too strong. But after the storm gone, and then I called to ask him, how about your project? And he said nothing happened, just it got wet. I mean the roof got wet. So it's and another project in China, in Xiamen, and it's also this in the storm area, very big storm, all the way go through here and Taiwan to the Japan, and the structure also same, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
I have.
Yes. We have time just for a few, but I see a hand up, and a microphone will come to you. Thanks.
Hi. Thank you for your lecture, and I think your projects were really beautiful. I noticed I'm not sure about the time frame or the chronological order, but I'm wondering why was the decision from the first projects that you showed to use concrete, and then the last ones were more towards bamboo. So why was the decision for the first ones to?
First of all, we would like to explain about how we can greenerize the city. That's why we choose to do the green project first, and it's easier for me to explain in the same context. Otherwise, if we mix between the green and bamboo and green, and then it may be harder for me to explain. And then the first part, I would like to explain how we can work with our company and also to make the movement for other architects to greening the city because in the situation we don't have any empty space to plant the trees, so we try to make each project become the small park for the city, and also make the people more connect to the nature and help them to have the healthy space for their mental health. And also in the same way we try to apply with other material like bamboo or stone or rammer together. But today is within the short time I can't present or a project here. Next time I will. Hopefully.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you. I love the presentation. It's the beauty and very poetic and impressive. So I just have a quick question. So I noticed there are lots of coexistence between human being and also the vegetations. So my question is, my instinct is the resident, they will have to sacrifice, or they will have to step back and give up a lot of ego for the coexistence to happen. And my question is just, do you identify the lifestyle change while they live in such an environment? And if so, how do you persuade your client to have such a commitment?
At the beginning, as I told you, I had to do the project for free. That's the easy way to convince the client to do the beginning. So, but in reality, it worked very well for the city situation with lacking of greenery. Then suddenly they feel, oh, it's good. And then after they come to ask me to do the house, for example, I always answer them is, are you ready to do the house for tree? I mean the house for tree to contribute a small park for the city, but of course they have to do some small maintenance for the trees. But in reality, it worked quite well because even very small space they can enjoy the nature. And in the middle of concrete jungle, suddenly you have the tree in the house, and a lot of birds will come. Of course, they have to live with the noise of bird, but that is the nature. that is nature. And then, a lot of urban dweller, not only human beings, but bird or maybe insect. But that's good because we don't have much activity space around, like playing sport or pool or those stuff. And then certainly they have things to do at their home to refresh themselves. It good not, they don't have to sacrifice anything because and I told you, in tropical climate with whole year is hot and a lot of sunlight, a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and then maintenance and trees become quite easy. And then many type of tree don't need to maintain much, like they plant on the highway in Singapore. Some those stuff of the tree don't need to maintain fast much. So your question is about the client sacrifice anything. I don't think, because they get a lot, because they can live like somehow they can live in the middle of the greenery. That it work very well because the hot sunlight under the tree shadow and wind, the space quality, I think personally, is better. Then, did I answer your question?
Please join me in thanking.